I'm in Vernon, BC, and I'm visiting a customer of mine for Green City Acres, FarmBound Organics. I'm going to sit down with Jay Coward, who is the entrepreneur and person who started this business. And Jay is a really inspiring, positive, forward-thinking entrepreneur, and I think her story needs to be heard, and the type of business they run is a fantastic model for the local food movement. So we all can't be farmers, and we don't all want to be farmers, but a lot of us want to be engaged in the local food movement. And Jay has found her niche in the local food movement by supporting growers like myself and small growers and aggregating that product and then delivering it to people's homes. It's a fantastic business model. She has grown a lot in the last 2 years, and she's got a lot of things on the horizon, so I'm going to sit down and chat with her. Jay, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So we've actually known each other for a while because you were selling at a farmer's market. You were making handcrafted like soap products and stuff like that.
That's right.
So I'm interested, and I'm sure everybody is interested to know maybe some of your background and how you got into this and yeah, where it all started.
Sure. So do you want like the whole love story kind of thing?
Sure, yeah. Give us the love story, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I started off in university studying business, and then was working a corporate job in accounting and did that for about 4 or 5 years. Took a job in sales, realized it was more like me than the number crunching thing, and then just completely burnt myself out in the corporate environment. And I just got offered this promotion I'd been coveting for about a year, and didn't plan it or anything. And I just told my boss I quit right then and there, and I didn't know where it was coming from or why.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and they were
courageous
kind of
move.
like, yeah, what? And everybody around me was like, what did you just do? And so I was living down in Vancouver, and I quit my job. I rented out my house and moved in with my parents in Lumby, back in the small town population 2000, and just started studying herbalism and just kind of reconnecting with my roots and just kind of find that thing I was looking for. So I started making teas and everything from what I learned about plants, and starting selling at the farmer's market, and that's how I really got connected in the farming community.
Yeah. And it's a cool context to where you are now, because you made all those great connections while being at the farmer's market, so that probably rolled itself really well into where you are today.
That's right, yeah. So people already knew me, we already had a relationship, there was already trust there, and I already knew a little bit about how things work.
And it was cool. I remember when this was all going down too, because you were still selling at the market, but you were talking to growers like me and saying, hey, I'm going to be doing this thing soon. And so you kind of had the groundwork laid out and then kind of just transitioned. So
that's right, yeah.
The other thing I want to know is now so from that point, when was it where you decided to do this specifically? Like, where did that idea come from? And go from there.
Sure, yeah. So about 3 years ago now, a group of us in Lumby decided to start a community co-op out there because we had no organic food.
Yeah.
So we were doing kind of group ordering, a similar kind of style to this, but it was all volunteer.
Yeah.
And from there, it kind of got going, and I wasn't having to be as hands-on. And I took a permaculture design course with Gordon Jana from Element Eco Design. And they talk about the concept of a couple things. It was like energy units that it takes to do something. So, if it takes you a lot of energy units to do this thing that you might be really good at, you want to do like your low energy unit stuff. And I went into the permaculture design course always feeling guilty because I didn't grow my own herbs. Like, I would make my medicines and stuff, but I would buy them from others. So I felt like I was cheating.
Yeah.
So I went into this permaculture design course going, okay, well, I'm going to start a tea farm. I'm going to grow my own plants. I'm going to make all these teas. And then I had the hugest weight lifted off my shoulders, because I'm terrible at growing things, like terrible. But there's some people like you who are really great at growing things, and and I wanted to do something big for the food movement, like the local food movement, with the co-op. And this other person who took the course had this idea of to do this big, large CSA, and nobody really wanted to do it at the co-op, so her and I decided to do it together as a business. And from there, it was just started as like a side project. I was still doing Bare Nature and going to the farmers markets, and we were just doing this part-time, and it just blew up from there.
Wow. So you saw the demand, and then you thought, well, maybe there's an opportunity here to scale it.
That's right. And it kind of almost happened it happened differently than we had originally planned. We were going to do local delivery in the North Okanagan, but my sister, she was living in Fort St. John and said, you really need to bring this stuff up north because they just don't have the things like we do down in the south.
And they pay, $5 for a head of iceberg lettuce or something up there.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
So interesting marketing opportunity as well.
Yeah.
And so then when did it come to, when did the bricks and mortar of this place come into play?
Yeah, it was about, so the first week of deliveries was June in 2015. And we moved into this warehouse in November of 2015 as well. So about, 6-8 months later. No, I guess that'd be less than 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were just subleasing small cooling space off of another company. And then it just blew up and we had to get our own. We were just...
Yeah, you got maxed out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Wow, and then, so is it's almost 2 years in this space then?
Correct. Yes.
Are you in your second year of business now?
It'll be 2 years in June.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be a year and a half in this space.
Wow.
Yeah, a year and a half in this space. Yeah.
Okay, and you've got, you've got a number of people working here. How many people are full time, or how does that?
Yeah, I have one administrative person that's full-time, and then I have 2 other girls that are kind of semi-full-time, and then we have 10 employees in total, but a lot of them are just 1 or 2 days a week, lots of moms that drop their kids off at school and then just stay and work till 2 or 3.
Nice.
And then right now we're really fortunate, we have a lot of the farm workers that are working for us, and they're great, they work really hard.
Perfect, so then they get a downtime off the farm in the winter, they can come and work here. And
that's right, yeah, but we have to find some people for the summer, which is usually we can find students or people like that to fill that gap in the summer.
Right. And that must be kind of cool to get some farm workers in here in the winter because their knowledge of the product and all that helps you, and that's probably helped you learn about the seasonality of products more and things like that too, hey?
Yeah, and how to ship things together, how to store them most efficiently, just things to watch out for quality. It's been great.
Wow, awesome. And okay, so that's where we are today. Where is it going for you? You've had an incredibly successful growth 2 years, and where is it going to go now?
Well, one of the concepts in permaculture that I really liked was the concept of enough. So Crannog Ales has that concept. Lisa from Urban Harvest, she's at her capacity.
Right.
So I've got my capacity target, which I'm hoping to reach within the next year or 2, and I think that's going to be it. There's been times where I thought, you could grow it to this or grow it to that.
But how much do you need?
That's right.
Exactly. For what? Chasing that endless carrot stick of growth for what? Maybe it's more about at that point making it easier for you and simplifying, freeing up time for your kids. Because you have, how many kids do you have?
I have one son, and he's 13.
Okay.
And so I only have a few years left to hang out with him.
Yeah, right.
And he's already starting to
he's going to be gone.
With me.
Yeah, right. Because you're no longer cool anymore because you're the mom.
No.
It's embarrassed when you drop him off at school or something, right?
Totally. Yeah, it's really funny. But and it's actually already getting to that point a little bit now that I have some administrative support.
Yes.
That I can not have to be working on it 14 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, and that's a great place to find that lifestyle balance and how you just enjoy the quality of life.
Yeah.
Have something set up that just kind of rolls and so what did you do? What happened with Bare Nature? You sold it to your sister or something? Because I see the products here in the store.
Yeah. So my sister, who was living in Fort St. John, convinced her husband to move back home, which was amazing. Okay. And they have 3 little ones. Yeah. And she had been helping me make the stuff since the beginning, and she'd come down and visit, and we do trade shows together, and it was just a natural fit for her to take it on, and she has a fresh energy to it, which is exciting to see, and she's doing an amazing job.
Yeah, and it's because she just took your stall over at the market.
That's right.
I see her there. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Jay. Well, thanks for doing this. Thanks for chatting.
Yeah, you're
and
welcome.
Best of luck in 2017.
Yeah, thanks, Curtis. You too.
Yeah.